Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Aletheia, a Fire Emblem 8 ROM hack by Epicure. My name is Pandan, and I've been a little frustrated with my videos lately, as in this morning, because... So I started recording this, and I want to apologize. I guess two things. One, I want to apologize for the last video, where it was kind of choppy, and then all of a sudden it just like jumps into me like commenting on Theo's high skill. What ended up happening was OBS was splitting my videos into a bunch of small pieces, and I wasn't sure why. And then I started recording chapter 6, and it started doing the same thing again. And then what I realized is when I thought that I had fixed my controller issue by finally figuring out how to change the mapping from B to not be the start button anymore, somehow my A button also became the same as like clicking on the screen outside of just MGBA. And my cursor was hovering over the stop recording button, so I was constantly just like pulsing the record button. So I was getting like all these like second clicks every time I selected A. And that messed up my first read of chapter 6. So you won't get my raw reaction to a part of the game I thought that was very humorous, but let's just jump right in again. We'll show this off. Commander, the enemy has breached the gate. They have also cut off a retreat back to Thracia. Now I have espresso, so it's definitely going to be a little bit of a better read. Damn. Where's that royal lordling? Damn, that's a good cup of coffee. He appears to be outside, sir. I see that is vexing. It's such a dark magic user term, vexing. Maybe because it sounds like hex? Heck. But it is the hand we are dealt. I think it should be but, comma, it is the hand we are dealt. I think also, again, similar feedback to before. When you have those ellipses, put a space after them. So it just looks a little bit better, because it just kind of looks like it's all like one word, like one long string of characters when there should be a space. Soldier, I sense your apprehension. At ease. You could probably put a comma, soldier, comma, I sense some whatever. Recall the righteousness of our mission. You're striking against the devils that destroyed our lands. There's no greater glory than dying or pursuit of that. Similar feedback to before, just like with the text boxes. Generally, you want to try and keep as much of the sentences on the same screen as possible, because it just makes for less smooth reading when it's like that. Yes, sir, glory to Thracia. It's the moment of truth, Nadios. Either I shall join you, or you shall be avenged. Alright, we've reached the gate. I'll make this quick. We make a two-pronged assault from both southern entrances. Mounted units, you have to dismount to move inside. That means you, Tin. Understood. Good use of red text. Ha! Looks like the playing field has been leveled. Is this really the time? Seconded, one more thing. Be wary. Stim is an elder magic wielder, and those swords have got all kinds of tricks up their sleeves. Like what, Captain? Oh, I love this. It's still funny. What the hell? I can barely see. It's like Theo's just right on the nose. Like, what could he do? And then it's just like, how about Fog of War? I love it. My original reaction was a much heartier laugh, but know that I really enjoyed that moment. Kudos to you for just a clever little bit. That answer your question, Theo? It certainly does. Same thing again with the periods. It's gonna look cacophonous here with this loud track. You may want to lower that a bit. This trick won't be enough to stop us, though. Right you are, Tin. Now let's move out. Seize throne. Alright. No! Got some Thracia music. Every time I think I figure out my binding, man. My binding blade. My key binding blade. I think that what this is telling me is that I should probably not use like my knockoff Xbox 360 controller that I bought to play Rocket League. And should instead use my really busted... Oh, I have an N64 controller for USB that I can use. From when I was in my let's emulate everything on the N64 phase. No. Keep doing this. Alright. No going to select unit screen. I don't need to do that. What ends up happening is, like, I can't get out of it. Oh, that's so weird. And I could just play on my keyboard like I have for a long time, but I've gotten comfortable with the controller. And what I like about it is that I can lean back, and me being an old man, that's a little bit better for my back than, like, leaning forward. And so I feel like I could just, like, be a little bit more in, like, a natural, relaxed position when I play. My desk setup is not ideal, because of just like the way everything's set up. Like if I took a picture of it, you'd understand. Oh, I did this again, didn't I? I'm just gonna restart because I borked myself. Oh, hello. There we go. Yeah, quality recording, guys. Professional YouTuber. Cursor on the screen. I need some. Let me just have just a little bit more espresso first. This is why you're here, guys. Am I right? Items. Supply. Yeah, not buying that thing kind of hurt. I panicked a bit. Thanks, Curry. I'm blaming Curry completely. But we did get vulneraries. Okay, we could do some Romeo torch action. He needs an iron sword too. We didn't really look at the stats last time. Here's Romeo again. The main gouge is pretty shit, but it does help him dodge, so it's not terrible for enemy phase if like I absolutely need him to take a swing of the action. But the dude's got 100% speed growth. This is Souls of the Forest. 40% strength too. I mean, his base isn't great, but hot damn. He's got a litany of skills. All right. Curry. And then who needs? Yeah, Wemble needs lightning. I'll give you that too. All right. Elixir Theo. Yeah, I like that play. I have 8 uses of Abby. Okay. Do a little bit of scouting here. Okay, that guy's dropping something. Cursor right in the middle of the screen. Just what you want. Another torch. Okay, well, this one being stealable indicates, to me at least. Goddamn. Alright, I think Theo should probably come over here. Okay. Is this a... I want Calcus. Having only one healer for a split is a little rough. But... yeah, I feel like the more competent guys plus carry over here, and then healer and Zoe with this setup might work. I don't know. I feel like I'm just a little leveraged for this, but we'll give it a go. Well, we'll see how this plays out. The left side's kind of in desperate need of tanking, though. Well, I have Abby. If worst comes to worst, Abby's just a wall, so. Some lovely Thracia music. Glory to Thracia. Alright, we can put the animations on for this one, just for a little bit. Some short-range ballista action to kick us off here. Just kind of weighing my options there. I think getting rid of the Myrmidon's probably a little bit of a higher priority. And Zoe can do this, yeah. Could use Mercy, but whatever. It's the last chapter. Filna. Show off some dismounted animations. Nope, I forgot I didn't leave them on. Filna with the crit, though. Get that level up. Still 0 magic. And then you can torch up. This music. I'm just glad we don't have Thracia Fog right now. Oh, that guy doesn't move. Okay. And then this guy's got an iron sword. Okay. Give me that. Canto Thief. Okay. Curry's gonna do some work here. I think Curry's safe from damage, and that's a nice big level up. Get some skill. Nope. I don't know. I mean, his bases are pretty bad, but... Oh, goddamn. Keybinds, man. I'm sorry if this is annoying to watch. Okay, Curry's in a little bit of trouble here. 20. Yeah, you're dead. Unless I can rescue. I can't pick you up, though. Well, that sucks. Curry can't take a hit from this longbow guy. Alright. We'll figure this out. I still love Calcus's palette. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Serenity finish off this guy, and Theo's just gonna rescue him out of there. Some dismounted Serenity action. It's very cool to see a hack actually use dismounting. I feel like it's one of those like features that like people always talk about is like, oh, this is how you balance mountain units, but no one ever actually does it. Is this Brinstar music? That's hilarious. There we go, Serenity. What's Brinstar Depths? Is this the melee version? That's hilarious. Good fog music. Good choice. Good callback. Good one, Raze. Serenity going off. Look at that. Just brutally slashing away. Yeah, so why does she cap? They seem to I had this happened in my previous recording as well. She seems to cap when she's dismounted. So I think there's something up with the way that the dismounted class works, because it seems to cause my units to cap out, which kind of stinks. Yeah, we got some slow AI here. See, this is why you keep the main Gauche equipped on enemy phase. I mean, thankfully this is the last chapter in the demo, so like Serenity getting stuck at level 13 isn't the end of the world. Is this guy certified mage killer or what? He is a certified mage killer. Alright. 13. I kind of want to see if I could just use Abby to take out this guy. He's got 10 defense. Stim. He's got Kuro. Ooh, we'll show that off a bit later. Filma, 10. Yeah. Feeding kills to our Troubadour. This is how you play Fire Emblem. Ray's getting one hit by a shaman is nutso. I mean, that guy doesn't move, so I don't really have much incentive to go for him. I'm gonna save my uses here. Raise, heal up. Okay, let's light this place up. Romeo. What are we saying? Steel axe, fire tome. I like this. The chests are purple in the light and red in the dark. Oh, that is interesting, right? Because you know what? Because this map has, because the default fort tile set has multiple color schemes, but I don't think all of them have the fog tiles set. Calculus, let's go. Brinstar Depths. We're fighting Kraid. The main gouge in TRS is such a weird weapon. All this extra avoid takes away so much hit. I do feel that, like, so at the very least, like, we're at a point now where we have units that we can bench. But I do think that I generally find it to be kind of annoying when you have to bench, like, just one unit, as we've seen the past 2 chapters. At least I think we have to bench one unit. This chapter, I didn't think you could bring more than what you brought, like these 10. Generally, I think, like, for the early game, like, once you introduce the bench, you want it to be so that you can bench at least, like, 2 units at a time. That's very much just, like, a personal preference thing and not, like, a hard and fast rule. But I do think it's, like, if I only have to bench 1 unit, then just let me bring him. If I have to bench 2 or more, then it's like, okay, like, this is understandable. It also just adds a little bit more flexibility to Iron Man. I mean, take everything I say with a grain of salt in that, because everyone knows I'll just, like, add, like, a ton of units to the game if I can. Okay, why are you... Did you get res or something? And how did you... Oh wait, you're at full health now, duh. I don't want to rely on that hitting. You can't do anything. We'll just do some mercy kill. Set up some kills for Raze. We'll use Zoe for Jagany-ness. Position with Raze may be a mistake in the fog. Extra speed's always good. Actually, we could just do this. Abby! Charging in with my ballista, the pro moves here. My ballista and my healer leading the charge. This is how Fire Emblem's played. Look at him doubling. Theo, beacon of consistency. Look at this guy. How often do you see an axe fighter doubling with 100% hit? Why would I ever use Curry? Okay, let's see. Gotta be mindful. Do you move? You don't move. You do. Heal up. It's a little bit of a tricky place. Don't have good ways to counter mages on this side. Good thing he doesn't have like a Ballista Slayer. I love the dodge! Ballista Slayers in the fog. Calcus, don't get crit. These tanky shaman. These Souls of the Forest Shade Knights over here. They both go for him. Oh no. Please don't crit. I would be super bummed if you got double crit killed. Okay, good. Thank you, Calcus, for not dying. Being a good armor knight. Oh wait, we still have the mage. We're done. Yep. I suppose I'm fading into memories. Can we try to do this without him? It's the last chapter in the patch. We're gonna keep going, I think. We're gonna try. As much as I miss calculus. I guess this is what I get for not just taking care of those bow units. Now I have to rely on Theo. Actually, not Theo. I have to rely on... What's his name? Frickin' Stefan Curry over here. This map, I think, dude, this would be a good map to introduce a second healer. It does really suck having to have it. This is like the... Like, if you've ever played, like, older builds of Road to Ruin, there are those maps where you have to split. Like, the Chapter 4 escape map is really tough without a second healer. Let's see. Serene, yeah. No! Ah. So, like, having the split and just, like, making it less... Well, I feel like once you have a healer, it's hard to go back to not having a healer. Come on, Curry. So having two... he's so bad. So bad. Alright. I think we're kind of screwed, honestly. No hit. Oof, Abby. Okay. Let's see how this goes. But yeah, like, that second... So my point being, like, when you're forced to split and you don't have the healing options... Yeah, whatever. And when you're forced to split and you don't have the second healing option, it can be really tricky to play at like a steady pace. And so what could end up happening is, like, you can see here on the left side I have a healer, and it's enabling me to go quite a bit faster on this side. It also helps that this side is just like, I have Abby to tank, but I also have... I just feel like the enemies on the left side are just a little bit easier to deal with. Like, my units on the left are not as good as my units on the right, and yet the right side had way more trouble. I think a big part of it's the healing. Oh, hello. Alright. The poignant beauty of death. Yeah, I think... I don't think this chapter needs a lot of work right now. I think it's more so just like I'm bad at Fire Emblem. So I think losing 3 units in like a single round of combat, I think signals to me that I need to retry. But I'm like tempted to keep going. Yeah, a second healer, man. My recommendation, and I'll see when I finish the chapter if this stays the same so you can see how well this comment ages, because I'm going to restart. My recommendation would be you introduce you make it so it's a 12 deployment instead of a 10 deployment. And you introduce 2 units. You introduce a healer, and you introduce like a mage or a shaman or someone, because the right side is, I mean, Wemble and Serenity are really your only res options. And Serenity's not always going to have the Levin Sword equipped because it's not going to be the best for an enemy phase. Like, for me, I'm less inclined to use the Levin Sword in enemy phase in most situations, especially against mages, because it's not going to be as effective. But at least having, like, a mage to draw on some attacks could be helpful. That's my thought. Yeah, I think the second healer is big here. I think this would be a great time to introduce like a priest or a cleric. Maybe instead of like a stealable torch staff or torch, you just make it like a priest who comes with a torch staff or something like that. I'm not sure how you'd write it in, but I think something like that could be helpful here, just to like give me some extra options so that I could play a little bit more aggressively on both sides. Because on the left, like, I could play pretty safely until I died there because I just overstepped with Abby. But yeah, that's what kind of my read there. Just healer would be good, and then like one other like offensively oriented unit. I could see like a soldier, a shaman, a mage, something like that being good to introduce here. Like someone who's gonna like excel not only against the enemies on this map, but also just like generally good for indoors. So like a third lance unit or a second mage, I think would be ideal. Because there's a lot of magic enemies on this map, and you don't really have great options besides Zoe and Wemble for dealing with them. I guess Serenity to an extent, but not an enemy phase. So just some of my thoughts. I'm going to restart and try this again. But guys, this has been Fire Emblem Aletheia. This is Chapter 6. Having a good time with this. Bye, Epicure. And I'll see you next time for what will maybe be the final part. Until then, we'll see if I die again.